When the Jones family gathered for the holidays, they planned a fun activity to create lasting memories together. They chose to go caving at Nutty Putty, expecting a day filled with enjoyment. Little did they know that this outing would lead to a devastating loss for their family. This is the tragic story of the Nutty Putty Cave Breakdown. John Jones was looking forward to some family fun when they decided to explore Nutty Putty Cave in the Utah desert near Salt Lake City. Although he hadn't been to this specific cave before, John and his brother Josh had extensive experience caving in various Utah caves during their youth. While John considered himself an experienced caver, his cave explorations had slowed down in recent years due to getting married, having a child, and pursuing a medical degree at the University of Virginia. During the Thanksgiving break, John returned home to spend quality time with his family for the holiday. They planned a day of hiking and exploring at Nutty Putty, a cave known for being suitable for beginners. The main areas of the cave, such as the maze room and the slide, were interesting and accessible to everyone. However, there were also more challenging sections, like the birth canal and the aorta crawl, which were tight and difficult to navigate, typically attempted by more experienced cavers. Despite the known challenges, the Jones family embarked on their caving adventure, expecting a day filled with exploration and enjoyment. Little did they know that this excursion would take a tragic turn. People exploring Nutty Putty Cave often found themselves stuck in narrow passages. The cave had recently reopened after being closed due to previous incidents of cavers getting stuck. Some passages required serious assistance to navigate, and a new permit system was implemented to ensure experienced cavers were present in each group. On November 24, 2009, John Jones, a medical student, went caving in Nutty Putty Cave with his brother and a group of friends. They ventured into challenging tunnels, including the infamous birth canal. John, unaware of the potential danger, tried to navigate a tight area known as the corkscrew. In the corkscrew, John found himself wedged upside down in a narrow space. His attempts to move upward failed, and he eventually slid into a small opening at a 70-degree angle. Despite his efforts, he became trapped with limited mobility, unable to use his arms effectively. John's brother Josh attempted to help, but realized they needed professional assistance. The family friend went for help, while John remained trapped upside down for hours. The rescuers faced challenges reaching John due to the cave's tight spaces. After several failed attempts to pull John out, a pulley system was set up to lift him. Throughout the ordeal, John remained calm, praying and singing. As the hours passed, his condition deteriorated, causing him to experience physical strain, hallucinations, and difficulty breathing. Communication was established, and John's wife encouraged him to hold on. Finally, after a prolonged rescue effort, a pulley system was successfully used to lift John out of the narrow opening. John's legs were in severe pain, having been tied with a rope for hours during the rescue attempts. They appeared blue with no discernible pulse. Despite the pain, each tug on the rope made him call out to stop, as his nerves were highly sensitive. Rescuers paused to allow him a moment to gather himself before trying again. John's nerves were so sensitive that even the slightest movements caused him distress. As they resumed the rescue efforts, John was slowly being pulled up out of the narrow opening. Ryan, one of the rescuers, made eye contact with him and passed down a tube for John to drink Gatorade. However, the progress was slow, and they were all exhausted from the strenuous efforts. Ryan, squeezed in a tunnel just 12 inches high, had his head near John's legs as they worked to lift him out of the tight 10-inch fissure. Despite some progress in lifting him, the challenge remained in getting him completely out, as his legs were hitting the low ceiling above, making it impossible to twist them into the passage. John had lost control over his legs after spending 19 hours upside down. With time running out, rescuers were considering breaking his legs to facilitate his return to the passage. However, without John's assistance to delicately bend his knees to the side, the situation became more challenging. In a sudden moment of blinding pain, one of the rescuers, Ryan, blacked out. The rope holding the pulley to a natural arch section in the cave broke, whipping the carabiner and pulley directly into Ryan's face. He suffered injuries to his face, lip, and tongue, along with a concussion. This incident prompted a quick exit for Ryan. With Ryan gone, John was back in his initial position, completely wedged in the tunnel with no circulation to his arms and his legs non-responsive. At this point, John was unable to contribute to his own rescue. Ryan's father, Dave, took his place in the passage, attempting to re-establish the pulley lines and tie a rope around John's body. However, Dave couldn't get the rope past John's wedged torso. Throughout Dave's efforts, John remained unresponsive. The entire operation required John's active participation to be effective. Without his ability to push and leverage himself, lifting his 200-pound frame was nearly impossible. In the attempt to tie up John, Dave also got stuck for about 15 minutes, further highlighting the desperate and dangerous nature of the rescue effort. The situation had become a devastating reality for both John and his rescuers. John Jones was in a tough situation, and the rescuers had to take turns because they were getting exhausted. Brandon Coles replaced one of the rescuers and set up a communication system so John's family could talk to him. His wife, Emily, encouraged him to take a break and rest, believing he would come out safely. However, Brandon noticed something others couldn't. John wasn't responding anymore. Despite Emily's hopeful words, John showed no signs of life. Ryan reported that John's breath had changed and he was struggling. After several hours of silence, the rescue team gathered to discuss the situation. They decided to bring in a medical professional to confirm John's condition. At 11:56 on Wednesday, November 25th, John Jones was pronounced dead. The rescue team had worked tirelessly for 24 hours, but John's upside-down position made it impossible to free him. Despite surviving an extraordinary 27 hours in that difficult position, John ran out of time. The 6 heroic rescue personnel who reached John in the rocky cave section faced many risks and challenges. They showed selflessness, remained calm, and never gave up on the seemingly impossible rescue. When they realized recovering John's body was impossible, he was left in the Ed's Push section of the Nutty Putty Cave. The entire cave system was permanently closed, and a plaque was placed to honor John Jones's life. The closure of the entire cave system with concrete ensured that Nutty Putty Cave would never be explored again. The plaque placed in the cave served as a memorial to John Jones, recognizing the tragic end to his life in those rocky confines. The Nutty Putty Cave tragedy brought attention to the dangers of cave exploration, particularly in tight spaces. John's story highlighted the importance of safety measures, thorough planning, and the unpredictable risks involved in caving. In the aftermath of this devastating event, the Jones family and the community mourned the loss of John. The heroic efforts of the rescue personnel were acknowledged, but the incident underscored the need for caution and awareness in adventurous activities. The closure of Nutty Putty Cave became a poignant reminder of the human cost associated with exploration and the importance of balancing adventure with safety. John Jones' untimely death left a lasting impact on those who knew him, emphasizing the fragility of life in the face of unforeseen challenges. Well, that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.